This video is going to help prepare us for a unit on ancient civilizations. In general, a civilization is an organized society. It's a large group of people living together in an organized way. Most of this video is going to be about the 8 different features or characteristics of a civilization. These are the 8 features that help make a civilization organized. Some of these are pretty simple, and some of them are going to take a little bit of explaining. All civilizations have an organized central government, complex religion, cities, social classes, writing or organized records, art and architecture, job specialization, and something that's called public works. Cities are easy enough to understand. They came about because as early farming villages began to grow surplus or extra food, the population of these settlements increased. Some even grew large enough to develop into cities. Many early cities were located near rivers because rivers helped with transportation and trade. As cities grew larger, they needed to organize the food supply, make laws, and protect the people. Governments, such as councils, kings, or religious leaders, were given authority in cities. A central government is one that rules over the entire group, not just one section or part of a civilization. Religions soon developed to help people explain the world around them. And most of these early religions were polytheistic, meaning that they had more than one god. In these religions, the gods were assigned to different things. There was a god to explain weather, a god to explain nature, a god for flooding, for water, and religious leaders performed ceremonies in hopes of pleasing these gods and producing large amounts of crops. As farmers grew larger amounts of crops, less people were needed as farmers, and many became different things. They went to different jobs. Artisans and craftsmen provided their services to the people of the cities, and people became highly skilled in different fields of work, which is something we call job specialization. Social classes are something that you should be familiar with, but it's basically, as jobs became specialized, people began to assign different levels of respect or different statuses to different jobs. People who had jobs that were important for the protection and organization of society were at the top of the social pyramid. These would be people like kings, warriors, religious leaders. People whose jobs could basically be done by anyone, didn't require any special training, were at the bottom of the social pyramid. They were in the lowest social class. And an example of that is slaves. As far as writing systems go, as societies grew more complex and information became too great to memorize, people developed ways to write things down to keep track of things like trade and food storage. Eventually, sounds became associated with written language to help communicate complex ideas. Different styles of decoration and construction, or architecture, were created to express the values of a civilization. Often, art was used to impress visitors by showing the beauty and power of a king or community. Lastly, public works means large projects organized by the government to benefit the community or city. Leaders would order workers to complete these tasks to make a society more organized and to ensure the survival of the people. Building walls for protection, creating bridges for transportation, and digging canals to transport water to crops are all forms of public works used in civilizations. A few more things about civilizations before we move on. It's important to know that the different parts of a civilization, they work together to be efficient. And that means they work to achieve a goal or to complete a job without wasting resources, things like time, energy, materials, even food. It's not just that farmers were growing food for craftsmen and that in return the craftsmen built houses for the farmers. It's more than that. All the features of a civilization come together to organize the people in their daily life, so that a civilization runs like a machine. Governments organize public works and design art and architecture. Religion helps give the government authority and justify or explain social classes, and living in cities allows people to have specialized jobs, and so on. All 8 of these elements come together to create a society that can develop rapidly, otherwise known as a civilization.